Building my dream life requires time, effort, discipline, energy, love. So I thought, what if I bring all these pieces together and make myself believe that it all comes natural, that it all comes from within? It's not about discipline. It's not about systems. Do not mention systems to me. Build systems, not goals. No, not for me. Consistency this, consistency that. I'm allergic to it. I'm quite literally incapable of sticking to a habit. I need to give myself love. I need to practice self-forgiveness for when things don't go the way I initially planned them. Otherwise, I will crumble. My brain works in mysterious ways, and I can't get it to do something that others define in a different way than my brain would define it. That is the case with discipline, as I get exhausted just by thinking about it. So don't mention discipline to my brain. And if I say consistency, I will get disappointed at myself ahead of time. I already know I'd never stick to anything no matter how hard I try. Do not bring consistency up to my brain. I badly needed to redefine these terms as I grew allergic to their mentions. The Lord knows how many times I tried to go against my weird brain, but I would lose every time. So this is where this idea of incorporating 8 different roles, let's call them roles, even though they're kind of like alter egos, and yes, there will be 8 of them, because I can never focus on one thing and one thing only, and what I do in a day heavily depends on my mood and especially my energy. So the roles are data scientist, content creator, researcher, health and lifestyle coach, writer, game developer, language learner, and last but not least, artist. This is not an attempt to multitask, this is an attempt to satisfy my brain and finally work with it instead of against it. I hope it works. Without further ado, these are the 8 roles in further detail. She's smart, she's successful. Originally, I intended for this role to be called the university student, but then I thought that data scientist sounds way cooler, and since that's my major, I feel like that's a more fitting role. And it's the main role that I play as it requires the most time and effort, and it's the most tedious work. Some of the things that the data scientist does are labs, exams, homeworks, and revisions. We have the uni projects, which are a lot of different projects from machine learning, deep learning to like whole data science projects, and majority of these parts are in intersection with other roles, which makes sense because data science really does connect with a lot of things. She's popular, she's fabulous. This would be my secondary role, as this is the main thing that I want to do outside of university, because I really enjoy content creation and I always imagine myself speaking into a camera, and I've wanted this for so long, so I'm finally committing to it. This role includes things like branding, graphic design, then recording and editing videos, obviously. Then also planning videos ahead, which will be interesting once my university starts again. And then finally posting. Posting on YouTube is what I already do, but the other social media are the problem. And one of the most important parts of this is public speaking. I really need to practice public speaking because you have no idea how much I edit these videos to delete the filler words, or I just make a long pause mid-sentence so I don't have to fish for the beginning and end of the filler word. It's much easier to fish for the silence, so just cut out the silence. She's knowledgeable. She's professional. So I wanted to make this an official role, even though it coincides with so many other things. So as you can see, it coincides with the data scientist, with the writer, with the language learner, with the game developer. And it's for a reason. The main part of this role coincides with other roles. And basically the only thing that I don't have in these intersections are the poster and keeping track of citations. And I really want to publish a research paper because I'm already working on something. She's This role can just be called coach, and I will probably refer to that role coach when I'm in it. and it's the role I will step into most frequently, but not for very long periods of time. So I would step into it whenever I do my skincare, whenever I shower, like put a body lotion on afterwards, even when I brush my teeth, because I really have to put it on to-do list to even remember to brush my teeth, which sounds weird, sounds lazy, also sounds disgusting, but this is how my brain works. So yeah, I have to put everything on my to-do list. This role includes so many things. So from workouts, the main part I want to do is dance, and dance requires a lot of things like stretching, Pilates, and cardio, all that stuff. Then I also want to pray more regularly, and that also includes like reading Quran and also journaling. So that's like my spiritual part. She's persistent. She's unique. So this is the role I want to embrace more regularly. I have been writing fiction for years now, since 2015, I think. And for the past 2 years or so, I have put it on a stop, not willingly, but because of my mental health, and I can't get myself to get back to my works in progress. I mainly write fantasy and science fiction, and I really, really want to get back to it because I really, really love it. And I don't mind finding the time for it. I don't mind stealing the time to write. I just have to get the energy to get back into the given book. She's fun. She's fearless. So this is a role that won't be as prevalent, but I really want to do it. I have an idea on my mind, and I want to make a project for university, for my reinforcement learning project. If you don't know, the reinforcement learning is widely used in games, and it's popularized by people making agents to like solve the game, to like learn the game and how many generations it takes. However, I want to make a game with it, not to solve the game, but to kind of learn alongside that agent. And I'm aware that this requires a lot of work, a lot of patience as well, but I really like doing something that encompasses a lot of things in one, and game development sounds great for me. She's calling. I'm a big language enthusiast, and this role will help me embrace it because I haven't worked on my grammar or vocab in a while. So aside from practicing my Bosnian and English, which I'm fluent in, I'm also fluent in Spanish, but I also need to practice that one as well, so yay. But I also want to start learning Arabic. I want to get back to my Euskera or Basque language learning, and I want to get back to German because I learned the German for 8 years in school and I forgot it. I haven't spoken in a while and I haven't even used it, so I want to relearn German. She's great. She's unforgettable. Even though this role is listed last, it is definitely not the least because I really want to embrace my creative side. I'm a very analytical and creative person, and I love doing a lot of things. I love to crochet. I want to learn embroidery. I haven't even started it, but I have the tools. And here I would also include drawing because I don't draw as often, but I started very recently to draw a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I will also include sewing any kind of things. I'm not really a master. I don't even use the sewing machine. It's just like even tiny fixes. I will put that into the artist role. And of course, like all that branding, graphic design things like that I use for content creation as well goes into the artist role and all kinds of design. And these are my 8 roles. Essentially, everything I do will be one of the 8 roles. And if I can't classify it, it will probably be the coach one because that is kind of a universal one. The main idea behind doing this is doing everything with intention. So, for example, when I have to study, I say, okay, data scientist mode activated. And I say the affirmations: she is smart, she is successful. I look in the mirror and say them and activate the mode. And when I journal, I will try to journal in the future in the way that different roles talk to each other. So different roles express their emotions, how they feel towards each other. If one is angry at another role or proud of another role, or just whatever the emotion is at the moment. We will like talk between each other. It's like a group therapy sort of thing. So I will try to incorporate that. I wonder how that goes. I will definitely make a video about that journaling method. So yeah, this sounds very exciting. From the moment I got this idea, the moment it popped up in my head, I was like mind blown. Actually, my brain produced a fun idea. It's helping me. Whoa, this hasn't helped since the day I was born, basically. This is it. I will stop here, and until next time, take care.